Hello, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to... It feels weird. I felt weird not doing the usual type of, hey, how's it going, saying hello felt weird. I don't know about that. I'm working on a couple of new intro things for videos, because sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's like, hey, how's it going, everybody? And then sometimes we're just right into it. Hello doesn't feel right. I did do something like that years ago, but anyway. Welcome back to Highrise City, everybody. I probably should cut that first part out, but you know what? We're doing it live. We're leaving it in. There's a couple of things that we got to get done today with New Belfast. We're running into a couple of problems. We have no fish left, and I'm not thrilled about that. We have very few vegetables, essentially none. Our production is 8. Our consumption is 17. Our fruit situation isn't great either. Our consumption is 17, production is 11, and our spirits situation, consumption is 9, production is 5. So across the board, we need to increase the production of a bunch of things. So what I'm going to do is look at this little space here, and I want to use that for some production. So we're going to go into roads. We're going to get ourselves a 2-lane road, and I want to go to about here. I want to come straight across to about here, and we are going to go up. Well, we're not going to go there, unfortunately. We will go like this, and I can't go there, so you know what? We'll not worry too much about it. Can I just bulldoze a little section? I don't want to bulldoze the entire thing. Is it possible for me to just bulldoze a little bit of it? I don't think it is. No, the entire thing goes away. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm not going to worry too much about it. What I think we'll do then is just bring this road over to here for now. We can look at getting rid of this pylon a little bit later on. But bringing this down here means that I can go in here and I can start looking into different industries and things like that for this area, starting with a bunch of fisheries. Because my thinking is that basically I can do 1, I can do 2, I can do, well, if I had more construction resources, I could do more of them. We happen to need, well, we need tools, unfortunately, to build more fisheries. So we're going to be waiting a little while to basically just line this entire road with a bunch of fisheries. This space back here, I want to turn into a bit of an industrial powerhouse, I suppose. And I'm thinking as well that since we have so much money and we're making so much money, it might not be a bad idea to revisit the idea of buying some land. We have 2 areas that we can pick up. I'm going to grab this one for $100,000, and I might grab this one just to get the end of the island. I know we're basing this in New York. I'm pretty sure this would this be Manhattan? Is that what this is? I don't know. I don't know my American geography as much as I probably should. I think what we'll do, even though it's a bit of a waste of money, I'm going to grab this tile. 580,000. No, I'm not. No, I am not. $580,000. You know what? We'll stick with what we've got. We will stick with things as they are. I would like to have a wow. I'd like to have a bit of a look at trade and maybe bring up the amount of tools that we're purchasing. It is a lot of money, but we are making a decent amount of money. So hopefully this is something we can stay on top of. Hopefully we can get more fishing going. I mean, looking at it, we are now producing a little bit more. So hopefully things will continue to improve there. We'll speed up the game a bit as well and see how things are going. We are desperately in need of more vegetables, desperately in need of more fruit, and the same with spirits. So I'm wondering if it might be an idea to just go all the way down here and just start laying out some new spaces. I'm kind of inclined to say that maybe we start here and maybe not quite that far, so it's not going outside of the map there, but something like this for $4,400. We can come down something like this. We will go over. We're just going to create a big old block to play with. And then what I'd like to do is just cut through here with a couple of dividing roads. That really doesn't line up though, does it? That's really not going to be good enough. What's going on down here with this zoning as well? That's, oh, I don't like that. I do not like that at all. Let me see if I can get these guys to play nicely, which they are still not doing. I'm not okay with that. I'm not going to be putting up with zoning that doesn't align properly. I can't stand it. I can't stand it in City Skylines. I'm not tolerating it in Highrise City either. Okay, so this zoning isn't perfect, but I think we kind of have an interesting road layout. I do have this 4-lane road that just cuts through the entirety of this space, although it looks like I might have missed a couple of little spots. So we'll upgrade you to 4 lanes, upgrade you to 4 lanes, you go to 4 lanes, and then that continues the 4 lanes the entire way through and out towards what will hopefully eventually be a new farming space. But I do notice that I have got some tools in storage, so I would like to head back over to industry, back down to here, and I want to get more fisheries, 1 and 2 and 3. We'll do 4 of them, and we'll see how that goes. Let's see what those end up doing for production. Production is now 30, which is absolutely fantastic. I'm also pretty sure I can move these guys, which I'm absolutely going to do just to take them over to what I consider to be a bit of a better spot for them. So they can all live right down here on the water. I don't know if there's any downside to having all of these industries in pretty much the same place, but I'm sort of willing to allow it just to see how this goes. And that moves all of these guys into, like I said, that same space, which seems pretty, I mean, it seems good. It seems like that'll kind of work. And I mean, it's dealt with the need for fish, which is absolutely fantastic. So when it comes to vegetables, I suppose we want to kind of do exactly the same thing, but they are going to have some needs before we come out here. They're going to have policing needs, so we'll get a small police department, which that coverage right there should be solid. We are also going to need a small fire department to go right next to this guy so that we have coverage for that. And then we are going to need to go down to transport, haulage companies, and get a local haulage company in here as well. So what I'll do is get myself a local haulage company. I want to say right about there should be totally fine. And that is, I think, about all we're going to need for this. So if we go back into industry, back into food, and we cut into vegetable farms, I am pretty sure I can get away with a little vegetable farm right here. And that turns that entire plot into a vegetable farm. I'm not going to do one in this tile because I need to build around these buildings, but we will do that in a moment. We will do fruit right down here. We can do some fruit right. I don't know what way I want to do this, actually. I don't know if we need more. What do we need more of right now? So production here is 15. Production here is 20. So production on fruit is actually better. So let's do that road now. Let's do this little road right here. This might not line up all that perfectly, but I'm sort of okay with that. I think I can make it work. We'll do this. We will run this straight across. And then from this spot, I'm hoping I can get this to line up, which is really what I'm going for. Basically that. Those roads are 2-lane, which is fine. If I cut you out, it gives me this space to play with. And my thinking is into industry, into food, into fruit farm. Put it right here. It gives us this as a farm, which should deal with the need for all the fruit. Yep, production is 28, which is amazing. Vegetables are still kind of struggling, so we'll go to vegetable farm. We will put it right here. And that should now deal with that. Yeah, production is 23, which is great. Spirits production is struggling a little bit. I'll also deal with the power and water needs out there in just a second. I want to have a look at this guy. So if we look at corn, we're going to need to go in this way and find it specifically. Production is 4, consumption is 5. So basically we do need more corn production. So we'll go into here, we'll go get a corn farm. And you know what I'm going to do? Because spirits are going to be kind of in demand, we are going to do, I don't have the construction resources. Oh, we don't have the planks, we don't have the bricks. Or we don't have the tools, actually, more specifically. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I'll not worry too much about that. I'll tell you what I will do, though, since we won't have power out here otherwise. Let's go to energy. Let's get ourselves a small electrical substation. We will put it right in this corner here. And I'm going to put just a couple of little roads around this guy so that I can get myself a little farm down here. And that's going to be great. We do need to connect it, of course. So very quickly, we can run some high voltage pylons from this spot. Would have probably been better to not do it from that spot, but you know what? We'll not worry too much about it. I don't know what way I want to do this. I'm kind of thinking of going down here. So straight down through the farm, and then we'll just bring it across to, can I connect it to you? I absolutely can. Does that work? Is that going to misbehave? Is the game going to complain about it? I'm pretty sure that's okay. I'm pretty sure that works. That absolutely does work. So now they're just going to need some water. So we'll go back. We'll go to water. We'll go to pipes. And I just need to run some pipes underneath all of these roads. So we'll come down like this. And that is a connection, but I don't think by the looks of it, yeah, we don't have enough power and we don't have enough water. So we need to go down to this area and get ourselves another little water tower. And I really don't love that it's right next to a garbage dump, but that's where it's going to live. And we're just going to connect it over to the other water tower. And that should sort that need for us, hopefully. Production's 18,000, consumption is 14,795. Electricity is a similar story. Where are we doing electricity? It was up here. So we want to go and get ourselves another medium wind turbine. We could do a coal-fired power station for 140,000 units of electricity. That's very tempting. It's a little expensive. Gas power would give us more. Solar power wouldn't be terrible either. I think I'm going to stick with the medium wind turbines just for now, and we'll see how that goes. But we should have sorted out with that little addition, we should have sorted out our power problems, meaning all of these guys should be good to go. Although they are complaining about not having, we need 63 more offices. That's totally fine. We can come back down this way and start to expand things just a little bit. In fact, what I'd like to do, I wonder how nasty I can get with larger roads. So we have this guy, and it's not going to let me play around too much with it with all these buildings in here. So I might not be able to do what I wanted to do here. So this is this just not able to connect to these roads? Can it connect to you? It absolutely can. It's just because of the way it does zoning, it's going to be thrown off a little bit. Okay. Can I move City Hall? I absolutely can. Do I want to move City Hall is the real question. That's the important question. I'm also thinking might not be a bad idea just while we're here to move the insulation out of here. Are we doing okay on insulation? I think we are. Production's 8, consumption 0. Yeah, that's totally fine. So let me get the hemp insulation thing in here, just so I can start moving businesses out of this space, because this is going to eventually, I think, be a relatively urban area. I would imagine these farms are also going to move. This is, again, I think supposed to be Manhattan, so it's definitely not going to be looking like this forever, but that should be all right. And hopefully this all works out. What are you? Oh yeah, offices. Okay. How do I want to do this? I was hoping to surround City Hall with some offices, but I don't think I'm going to get that luxury. So I think what we'll do is we'll get ourselves some 2-lane roads. We're going to go down to here, and we are going to go down to here. And those grids are lining up perfectly, which is great. I wonder if the terrain influences the way the grids are laid out, because the terrain up here is a little bit more bumpy than what we've been dealing with down this way. It's definitely a possibility. There's definitely a chance that that's what's going on. I think what I'll do though is move City Hall away from that intersection. I can get it into the center of this space, which I love. Very big fan of that. I am wondering, I can't get a road down here because those intersections are too close together. That's unfortunate. I could do a road at the back of City Hall if I really wanted to. Again, I don't necessarily know that I need to, but it's definitely a possibility. I think we'll leave it be for now, or yeah, we'll just leave that be for now. I don't know if there's anything I can do. Oh, I can upgrade this. Okay, well, we're not going to worry too much about it. I need to get myself some offices. So let's have a look at our zoning. I'm pretty sure it's just regular offices. We still haven't built the office complex 2, which I would imagine, yeah, slightly higher revenue. That's great. I would imagine these guys are slightly higher revenue as well. I think what I'm going to do, just to play it safe, is I'm going to get myself, assuming I have the materials, what do I need? I need planks, bricks, and insulation. I have 69 bricks, 70 insulation, 70 planks. We can have a little bit of fun here. Let's get a couple of little blocks of these offices in here, and that'll surround City Hall in a way that looks interesting enough. We still need 49 more offices, so we'll bring this size up a little bit. And can I get away with this, this, and this? Is that going to give me enough? In fact, I think we might have dealt with the demand for offices, and this might just be a little bit of overkill. But honestly, I'm not against it. I think that's all right. That's a pretty good looking block. I do love the way it fills in. I love that you just kind of have these little implied streets between the buildings. I also wonder how far away they can reasonably be. I guess this is as far away as they can reasonably be. The zoning only goes back so far, so. And it's cool. It does make things look that bit more dense, doesn't it? Not having, I like it. I like the way this game sort of plays around with the sense of scale. It's very, very cool. I like it a lot. Oh, now this is interesting. Corn production is doing amazingly well, but spirits production is not, because the consumption of spirits is 9, where our production is 5. So my thinking is that maybe what we do is we get ourselves a new distillery, or we just completely move the distillery a little bit. So I think that's kind of what I'm looking at, is moving the distillery sort of down this way, put the distillery right there. We'll go back into industry, we'll go back into food, back into spirits, and get ourselves another distillery right here. And that's hopefully going to be enough to sort of do what we want it to do. I'm also kind of thinking might not be the worst idea in the world to run some roads around these guys, just to sort of create a bit more of a block going on there. They are going to need some water as well by the looks of it, so we'll get that demand sorted out. They are just missing it. They are just missing that water. We'll bring it down underneath the road here, and we'll go right underneath here as well. And that'll hopefully sort them out. That'll hopefully keep them happy. And that should hopefully sort out our needs for spirits. I'm also thinking I do want to connect these roads together, so let's try and figure that out. Now this is all a bit of a mess in here, isn't it? I wonder if I could do something better with these pylons. I kind of doubt it. I'm not really too sure that that's going to be all that much of an option. If I go back into power, we have the high voltage pylons right here. I'm assuming, I don't know what way to do these. I could take them up and around. I could take them out and around if I wanted to. I want some road connections through here. I want this to sort of, I don't know, maybe connect to this area. Maybe we just get rid of this farm as well, because it is very small. How is our, what is that we're growing here? This is a corn farm, right? So we have this corn farm. I would imagine we can get rid of you. I would hazard a guess we can get rid of you. We'll speed up the game. We'll take a look. Corn production is now 8. Okay. I was wrong, is what that tells me. So with that in mind, let's bring a road down here and let's get ourselves another corn farm, just to make sure that the spirits production stays where I want it to be. So that's going to be a corn farm. It should be in range of you. It absolutely is. Let me bring the range down on this a little bit, because it really doesn't need to be that much. And that should keep them pretty good. So now looking at corn production, we are at 15. Consumption is 10. That's fantastic. That's what we're looking for. Let me bulldoze you. And I wonder if I could get a cheeky little sort of curve thing going in here. Is that an option? Is that something we can do? I have my doubts. I really do. A little curve to about there. And I would like a little curve that goes to about there. That actually doesn't look, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look great, but it could look a whole lot worse. I don't, you know what would have made more sense? Actually, take that road out. Take that road out. Basically, probably would have just made more sense to bring this road straight across and just connect it. That probably would have been easier and made just, yeah, it's a lot more sense. Just do that. And then maybe we get rid of this little road because we don't need it anymore. I mean, we do have some buildings on it. We have the police department, but we can move that onto this road. We can move the water tower onto that road as well. And then all I need to do is go and reconnect the water so that we don't happen to run out. So let me get my pipes. Let me go from there to there. And can I bulldoze? How do I bulldoze a water pipe? That's something I really hadn't considered. I genuinely don't know. You know what? We'll not worry too much about it. We should be all right. Okay, we had a complaint. We don't have a complaint anymore. So this is all working, which is great. This is all connected, which is great. This pylon is giving me some problems though. So I'd like to bulldoze it because I want to bring a road straight down here. I do think this is a good connection to have. Unfortunately, the game seems to, there's what I'm looking for. Okay. Can I reconnect that pylon? That's the important question. It's all well and good that I got my road connection, but can I do this? I totally can. Okay. Problem solved. We've got our road connections back in here. We have our distilleries. We have spirit production going pretty great. The only thing we're really catastrophically missing is, well, it's some tools. So I'm going to bring this up to 15 now. We're still making some money. We don't have as much as we did, but we'll bring this up to 15. We could start looking at exporting things, but I'm really not in a rush to do that. I'm kind of sort of okay with where we are, although some of you guys are complaining about production warehouse is full and no garbage carrier in range. Now that is not good. We did build a garbage collector up here, and this garbage collector was sort of set up to cover a decent chunk of space because we had this one down here. They were basically, the garbage collectors were struggling with the different areas. So I think what I'm going to do, and I forgot that this is a thing you can do. You can see both of the overlays, so I don't have to guess where things are. I'm going to bring this one down a little. Oh, wait, no, I can't because it needs to cover those buildings up at the top. So this is where it has to be. I think we get another garbage collector. I think realistically, that's the idea. So if we go to garbage and we get ourselves a garbage collector, collects the garbage produced by your city's citizens, manages costs by adjusting the service area. Garbage removal is an essential basic service for your citizens. Garbage dumps can store garbage. Okay. So it's hit me that we don't necessarily need a garbage dump next to a garbage collector. That's something I hadn't really considered at all with this game, but that's actually, yeah, that's kind of great. So we're going to do a garbage collector here, and we are going to bring your range way, way down because I just need you to focus on the farms, and that should be fine. That should work. The only downside, of course, is you have a bit of a distance to go if you want to dump stuff off, which I don't necessarily love, but we're going to just see how things go. We'll see how that plays out, and we'll hope for the best. Now, in terms of the production warehouse being full, I want to say that's a hauling problem, right? So the local haulage company just needs either more space or more trucks, or I need more storage. I mean, if I look in here, if we look at planks, it seems to max out at 70. How do I increase my storage? Is that a thing we can do? I genuinely have no idea. I would assume it's gotta be, right? We can surely store more than 70 tons of planks, right? That's gotta be. I mean, we have, so the transport company, I doubt they're gonna do it. I would imagine it's maybe like an industry thing, and maybe we just can't see it right now. I don't know. At the very least, we have sorted out the main issues that we were having. I would like to see spirits production pick up a little bit more. Looking at corn, we are consuming 10, we are producing 15, so we're still doing all right there. I almost wonder then, if I get rid of this guy and I go into spirits production and I get myself one more distillery, what does that do for corn? Consumption 15, production 15. Okay, that I'm okay with. That should give us a nice surplus. My concern now, I suppose, is that we might want another corn farm. I'm definitely thinking we might want one just to make sure that we don't run out. I mean, we are at an equilibrium with the corn, so we should be fine there, but I want to say we should probably move it. We're also having some water problems apparently. So you guys are complaining. Do we just not have enough water? Is that the issue? We are producing 18,000. We are consuming 19,000. That is absolutely the problem. Okay, let me go down here and get another water tower, I guess. We'll slap it right about there. We'll connect the pipes together like this, and that should sort us out. So now let me get that one more corn farm that we were talking about. I really wasn't planning on just extending this all into a huge farming area today, but apparently that is exactly what we're doing. So can I get this to come straight down there? I'm not interested in that weird little angle that it's trying to do. What about from here going up? Is that better? That is much better. I don't think that's a perfectly laid out road, but honestly, not too worried about it. I think what I'll also do is this, and I would like to do this so that we have this all surrounded. And then we'll go back into industry one more time. We'll go back into spirits, back into corn farm, and it's going to live right about there. And that should now mean that my corn production is 22, my consumption is 15, my spirits production is 15, and my consumption is 9. So all of those things are being sorted out. My garbage, I'm assuming consumption and production in this instance is, I don't know what, I would assume production is our need. I don't know what the numbers necessarily mean on that one. That's a little bit confusing. Our wood is doing just fine as well, which is great. Flour is something to look into. Furniture is something to look into. I can make this a little bit bigger. We want to look into wool and clothing as well. We want to look into color and ready meals, because we can use ready meals in a canteen to make my businesses that little bit better. But here's what I'm thinking. Here's where I'm at. We've managed more or less to sort out the current set of needs for my people. If we go and look at the houses, we have maxed out everything. They're at 100% happiness. They have their education. Sorry, not their education. They have their religion. They have their vegetables. They have everything they could want, which is great. These guys are just as happy, which is also fantastic. They've got public transport connections, which is also fantastic. In fact, I want to just have a look. I wonder if I could change this up a little bit. That bus route is just running around there. You know what I might do is go back and look at a new bus route. So hold on a minute. Do I have to add, I do have to add bus stops. So my thinking would be crossroads are too close. These are all going to be way too close together, aren't they? I can do one right there, and I can do one. Can I get one up here? Is that going to be an option? There's like a little spot right there that I'm looking for. That seems pretty good. So there and here, and I want one on the other side as well. So that's going to be pretty good. I want to have a stop right here. And in fact, no, you know what? I'm just going to do it down here instead. I'd like to, we'll bulldoze that spare one in a second. We're going to share a stop right here as well. We are going to come up to, what way do I want to do this? I sort of want it to just be a back and forth. So I'm almost tempted to say, we'll do a stop right here. We'll do a stop right there. We'll share this one and no, we won't share that one actually. Okay. I see exactly what we're going to do. Let's create a route, and it is going to start right up here. So we're going to go from here. And I don't know if I think I just selected it instead of doing what I wanted to do. So the route is going to be from here to there. It is going to come down into this space. It is going to continue to this space. It's going to go around this block. And then I want it to come back to this stop. I want it to go to this stop, back out to this guy. And that's going to be one that just goes from those farms to the center of town. That seems like a pretty good deal. I'm even tempted to say we could use this stop instead, but I'm not going to. I think that's fine. So that is going to be our route. We will activate it. It is just bus route 2. It is going to be, honestly, we'll go for like a nice bright sort of reddish color like this so I can see it. We are going to swap out for a medium bus, and we'll put 2 vehicles in that line just to see how things go. And if we go back, ridership is 74%, 36% here, stops 7, stops 9. Upkeep is not great, but honestly, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see if that ends up being a good idea. We do just need to get rid of that one extra stop that I built, which was right here. So we'll see if that works. We'll see if that's a good line to have or not. But that's not the main thing I wanted to do. What I was thinking was that now that we've sorted out all of the happiness in general, we could probably start looking at getting the level 2, the employee zones, and the office zone complex 2. We do have demand for residential zoning, so I'll tell you what we're gonna do. To build this, we need planks, we need bricks, we need insulation. I'm gonna build, let me make this a little bit bigger. I want to build straight across here. So I want to build, not enough resources, hello? Oh, we don't have all that much insulation. Interesting. That's deeply concerning. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'm a little bit worried about that. But we do have these new houses going in, which is great. And they are much higher density than what we've been dealing with before. They also don't have water, which is not good, but you know, we can totally figure that out. My thought process then, to sort of actually get to the point of what I was talking about, is that now that we've sorted out the needs for everyone that we currently have, let's go into these sort of level 2 buildings. Let's see what they're about. Let's see what they want. Let's see how they work. Let's see if we can keep them happy. How much insulation do they need? 3 each. Oh, no wonder. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be slightly tricky to fill this out, but what I'd like to see is, what do you want? So yeah, this is the challenge, right? So they want spices. They want simple clothing. They want furniture. They want religion. They want education, and they want leisure. They do have a bus route, which is great, but they want all of these things, and that's something I'm excited to play around with. I'm excited to see if we can manage to fulfill all of those needs and maintain our fulfillment of the needs of everybody else. That is the goal. That is the plan. That is the hope. That's what we want to be doing here. So that's going to be the goal of, I would say, just the next episode, but it's going to be the goal of the next few episodes, I think, trying to get these guys to be and remain nice and happy. I'd also like to fill out this space as quickly as I can, but man, insulation material is struggling. We might need to get our hands. I did build another insulation farm here, but I almost wonder if I just made you a little bit bigger, could I be so bold as to build myself a little insulation farm here? I could, and I'm going to. I don't like that positioning though, so I'd like to, can I move you? Can we not move farms? That's unfortunate. Let's bulldoze it then. And let me go try and get that to sit right. I want it to be on this side. There we go. That should be all right. That should give us a fair bit more insulation, which should mean that I can come back down here. And can I fill out this space? I absolutely can. There we go. So that'll keep us good. For the office zone complex 2, we need a bunch of insulation as well. But honestly, that's all right. We can make that work. I think what we'll do, since this episode is coming to an end, I think what we'll do is we're going to build ourselves a little road, and that little road is going to go from here to there. I'd like it to be on the grid, but I just, for the life of me, I don't know how to, I don't know if I can. Snapping to grid is annoyingly not what I thought it would be. The B button that we can see over here is snapping to this grid. It's not snapping to like the grid, which is really frustrating. It's really frustrating. I'd like to get this to be central, but I don't know that that's an option, unfortunately. This looks pretty good to me. That seems all right. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for. The reason I want that road though is I want to go to supply. I want to go to education. In fact, I don't want to go to education. I want to go to religion. We'll get ourselves a small church, and it's going to live right about there. We will go back. We will go to leisure. We will get ourselves a little park and a little park. And that should make these guys a little bit happier. They've got religion. They have some leisure. That's great. Those are both increasing. Police and health and stuff like that could be a little bit better. Education we'll deal with in the next one. The spices, the clothing, and the furniture we will deal with in the next one. For now, I think that's going to do us. We also probably need to deal with the with garden tools. Our consumption is 8, our production is 8. So we're going to need both of those to be a little bit higher. So these guys are going to need more wood, which is something we'll deal with in the next one. For now, that is going to do us. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.